Hello dear friends. Today we will learn the topic called AC generator. Now the phenomena of electromagnetic induction has been technologically exploited in many ways. An exceptionally important application is the generation of alternating current, that is called AC. The modern AC generator with a typical output capacity of 100 megawatt is highly evolved machine. In this section, we shall describe the basic principles behind the machine and the person, that is called Nikola Tesla, is credited with the development of the machine. Now we know that one method to induce an EMF or current in loop is through a change in a loop's orientation or change in its effective area. Suppose, as shown in the figure, there is a red color coil or a loop. If we change the orientation of the loop, or if we change the direction of the loop continuously, then the effective area related with the loop and the magnetic field will change continuously. Here the blue line arrow in the figure shows the direction of magnetic field, which is kept fixed. Here we have two different ways. Either we can rotate the coil or we can rotate the magnetic field. So if we continuously move these fixed magnets, then also the flux link with the coil and the magnetic system will change continuously. And if we rotate the loop, then also that happens the same thing. So here, first of all, we consider that the coil rotates in a magnetic field B and the effective area of the loop, that is the phase perpendicular to the field, is suppose A cos theta, where theta is the angle between A and B. So suppose when the coil start rotating, we can say that it will have the effective area, that is A cos theta, linked with the magnetic field B, and in case this method of producing a flux change is the principle of operation of simple AC generator. An AC generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So how the mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy, that we will see in this topic. So here we will see that how mechanical energy converted into electrical energy. So first of all, we will focus on the figure as shown above. As shown in the figure, the basic elements of an AC generator are: it consists of a coil mounted on a rotor shaft. The axis of rotation of the coil is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field, as shown in the figure. The coil, that is also called armature, is mechanically rotated in the uniform magnetic field by some external means. The rotation of the coil causes the magnetic flux through it to change. So the magnetic flux through it, that EMF, is induced in the coil. The end of the coil are connected to an external circuit by means of slip rings and brushes. So everything is shown here in this figure. Now when the coil is rotated with a constant angular speed omega, here we have shown it about the axis, that it start rotating with the speed omega. So we know that here that if it start moving with omega, and if it has that angular displacement is suppose theta, then in t time the omega is defined as omega is equals to theta upon t. This is called that angular speed in term of angular displacement. Now we have theta as a subject. Here it is clear that theta is angle between A and B. So if we make theta as a subject, we get theta is to be omega into t. Now we first of all consider that at t equals to 0, theta to be 0 degree, and at any instant t, suppose the flux is given by, so at t equals to suppose any instant t, theta will becomes omega t. Now in this arrangement we consider at some orientation or at some instant t, the flux link with the system is represented by phi b, that is b dot a. If we consider right now only one loop, now it can be written as b a cos theta, and if theta is put from the equation above, that is if we put the cos theta to be omega t, we can simply say that this is b a cos omega t. So that will be the flux link with the circuit as given in the condition right now. Now from Faraday's law, the induced EMF for the rotating coil of n turns would be, that is EMF for n turns can be written as minus n d phi b over dt, that is minus n d phi b upon dt, that can be written as d by dt of b a cos theta or a cos omega t. So we should write it as a omega t. So cos omega t. Here the differentiation is also taken with respect to t. So here we can put all other terms out from the bracket. So that is minus n b a will be taken out, and we will take the differentiation of cos omega t with respect to t. Now we know that the differentiation of cos theta with respect to theta will be minus sin theta, and we have already one minus sign outside the equation over here. We have one minus sign is here. So now we can simplify the equation, that is minus n b a minus sin omega t. So that will be, that minus minus will be a positive, and the induced EMF that will represented by n, and here also yes, that sin omega t would be there, and the differentiation of omega with respect to that omega t, that would be a omega. So here we will have the term n b a omega and sin omega t. Now the nba omega is the maximum value for the EMF, because when theta becomes 90, we can say here, when theta becomes 90, it is very clear that if theta or omega t is 90, then E is equals to E maximum, and therefore we can say that E maximum is equals to N B A omega. So if we replace it, then we can get a new representative equation, that is E is equals to E maximum, that is also denoted by E0. So E maximum is also represented by E0 as per as concern from some books. In our textbook also they have written it as N A B omega equals to E0. So we can replace it and we can say that E is equals to E0 sine omega t. So this is the equation of induced EMF through the generator. Now the value of the function varies between plus and minus 1. The sign or the polarity of the EMF changes with time. Here the total value that will varies from 0 to 360. If we draw the graph for that also, we can have the representation of the equation in the manner, that is, suppose on x-axis we have shown the graph of time. So here suppose the graph of time is given, and on y-axis suppose the EMF is situated, then on the y-axis suppose EMF is situated then for different values of time period and angle, we can have the equation starting from 0, then we can say that from t by 4, or for a 90 degree, then for t by 2, or 180 degree, or we can say that 3 by 4 t by 4, or 270 degree, and as a whole the periodic time, that is t, and that is 60 degree. If we draw the graph of EMF time period for induced EMF versus time period, we can get the result as that initially it increases and the maximum. Suppose at a certain value the maximum value, then it start decreasing, following the equation sin omega t. So we can say at certain level it increase, at certain level it start decreasing. So from 0 to 90 obviously it will increase. So at a certain level it will increase. Now from 90 to 180 it will decrease. So from 90 to 180 it will decrease. At the time 90 degree it achieves the maximum value, and 180 it becomes 0. Now from 180 to 270 it will increase in opposite direction and becomes maximum at 270, and now again at 360 it decreases and becomes 0. So this shows that the induced EMF follows the sinusoidal function, and we can say that as the change of flux is greatest at these 2 points, that is at 270 degree and at 90 degree, it will achieve the maximum point, and at 180 degree and at 360 degree it will be 0. But ultimately that becomes E0, that is maximum, and E0 minus is the maximum in opposite direction. Now the direction of the current changes periodically, and therefore the current is called alternating current. So the name alternating current is given due to this fluctuation of the time that takes place for the EMF. So at t equals to 4 it is maximum, at t by 2 time period it becomes 0, again 3t by 4 it becomes maximum in opposite direction, and again at t it becomes 0. So it is continuously changing with time, and therefore it is called alternating current. Now we can again say that one more thing, that here that omega is equals to the term, that is omega is equals to 2 pi f. Omega is also called angular frequency, and therefore in the above equation we can represent it with E is equals to E0 sine, in place of omega we can write 2 pi f t. So this is called the equation, and right now we can represent this is the equation for the induced EMF. Now here in equation we give name them as this is your equation number 1, that is E equals to E0 sine omega t, and this would be the equation number 2, that is E0 sine 2 pi f t. Here we can say that in this equation 1 and 2, that gives us that instantaneous value of the EMF, and E varies between plus E0 and minus E0 periodically. Now we shall learn how to determine the time average value for the alternating voltage and current, that we will learn in chapter number 7. So now how the commercial production of the AC is done, that is explained, that for the commercial generation, that the mechanical energy required for rotation of the armature is provided by the water falling from a height. If you have listened that if you have turbine, and if the water falls from the upper part, it will rotate, or it will force to rotate this turbine, and that is called hydroelectric generators. So from dam water we can do this situation, and we can rotate a turbine by falling the water, that is a mechanical energy, and we can produce the electrical energy, so that mechanical energy converted into electrical energy. Alternatively, water is heated to produce the steam using coal or other sources. The steam at high pressure produces rotation of armature, that is called thermal generators. So that is also called thermal generators. We have different type of phenomena that we learn. Here it is a very interesting thing, that we heat up the water initially. So if it is provided heat, and through that if the vapors are there, so that vapor is pressurized and pass through a pipe. It is passed through a pipe, and the stream of steam is applied by this phenomena. Here, to heat up it, we are using, that is called that is also called thermal generators. By using the steam, we can have this arrangement. Now, instead of coal, if a nuclear fuel is used, we get nuclear power generators. And in modern days, generators produces electric power as high as 500 megawatt. That is, one can light up 5 million 100-watt bulbs. In most generators, the coils are held stationary, and it is the electromagnet which are rotated. The frequency of the rotation is 50 Hz in India. In certain countries, such as in USA, it is 60 Hz. So this is the topic related to AC generator. 11, that is given. The information are given that Kamla pedals a stationary bicycle. The pedals of the bicycle are attached to a 100-ton coil of area 0.10 meter square. So here we are given area, that is 0.10 meter square. The coil rotates at half a revolution per second. So we are also provided the frequency, that is 0.5 Hertz. Then we are asked that the coil rotates at half a revolution per second, and it is placed in a uniform magnetic field of 0.01 Tesla. So this magnetic field is 0.01 Tesla over here. This magnetic field is perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the coil. Now, what is the maximum voltage generated in the coil? So here we are asked to find out E, that is equals to E maximum, that is given as a name E0 in the textbook. So we have to find out the maximum voltage generated through the given condition. Now, from the given condition, we already can apply the equation, that is the well-known equation E equals to E0 sine omega t. Now we also know that E0 is NBA, so it can be written as NBA omega. So E0 can be written as NBA omega. Now we are also given, that is that we can replace it. So we can say that in place of N0 E0, we will replace the term, that is NBA omega, and then sine omega t. Now from this equation, we are also given the magnetic field and coil are perpendicular, so the angle is 90 degree. As angle is 90 degree, that total sine omega t will be 1, and we can say that therefore E0 will be over here, that is NBA 2 pi f. So we are asked to find out the values. Here N, that is given number of tons, and that is 100 number of tons are given, so that N is also given as 100. So we can replace 100. Then magnetic field is given 0.01 Tesla, area is given 0.10, then we have the value 2 pi is 3.14, and f, that is also given 0.5. so if we put all the values together, we get that is 0.314 voltage. So the maximum volt that we can obtain in the condition, that is E0 is equals to 0.314 voltage.